Have you ever looked at Need for Speed Rivals and wondered how it held up in 2023? Well, the servers haven't. And then when you eventually get migrated back in, things may seem like they're off to a normal start, and then you look behind you and you realize that 2 patrol cars are just literally right there waiting to smash into you, all because of an immediate server disconnection. And this isn't really all that different than what the experience was back in 2013 when the game originally released. But I feel like I'm being overly negative to this game right now because it was one of my truly favorite Need for Speed games growing up, and I wanted to take a little bit of a look back at it 10 years later. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump in to the Need for Speed Rivals experience in 2023. And now Need for Speed Rivals, like any other Need for Speed title, was pretty polarizing in its time to the Need for Speed community, and it kind of remained fairly polarizing because you had a variety of camps of people. Now, I remember when this game first released and you had the immediate people that were very angry and upset that it didn't feature a lot of the customization and tuner culture that had been prevalent in Need for Speed for so long, and it was it felt like more of an offshoot of the Hot Pursuit franchise than it did rather a mainline Need for Speed game, even though it technically was a mainline Need for Speed game, but we'll gloss over that, story for another day. I do have to give them props, though, and credit where credit is due for this introduction, because the intro movie to this game, I still think this was one of the most hype Need for Speed intros of the past, 15 years or so. Now, obviously, there are going to be some Need for Speed intros that stand out well above the intro in Rivals. I am well aware of that. But again, I think that this game suited its time period quite well because it set itself apart from what a lot of other racing games were doing at the time, because this was that sort of realism out the window, crazy crashes and pursuits all over the place, a massive list of cars, and unfortunately, it was one of the games that really kicked off that always online sort of era that this series dealt with for quite a while. And unfortunately, this game's always online experience led to big disruptions in gameplay based off of server migration and issues literally like the one you saw in the beginning. But all those issues aside, I did think it was definitely important to come back and take another look at this game, especially considering the fact that it did come out 10 years ago, and almost exactly 10 years ago if you look about 2 weeks or so ahead of the date that this video is being recorded on. And I loved this game. I loved this game so much. It was a big part of really the start of my channel, and it was also a big part of just that kind of time in my life of 10 years ago. There was a lot going on in my life, and I remember escaping into this game fairly often. So without any further ado, let's see what it's like to play Need for Speed Rivals in a completely vanilla state in 2023. And I will say, right off the bat, one of the first things that you notice is the game being locked at 30 FPS, and that, it definitely kind of hurts it, I think, even when you do look back at it. I mean, even being locked at 30 FPS 10 years ago is a little bit of a downgrade from even the other racing games that were out at the time. I think the game looks good for its time graphically. I just think it definitely suffered because of its frame rate issues. Now, one thing I will say about that, though, is there is a mod that you can use to uncap the frame rate, but I have heard from various reports that that can cause some pretty gnarly game crashes. So let's go ahead and jump into a race and see what happens. I also,
at the start location and press the button.
Yes.
You can start an event at any time, even when you're being chased by the cops. Just make sure to
Thank you.
drive slow enough to not blast by it. You can also start
Oh,
heading
come on.
at any time by getting close to another driver and pressing the same button.
I'm aware. All right. Oh, this was really cool how they would show everybody coming around the corner and then they would all take off. Hello. The biggest thing that I'm noticing once again is, geez, that frame rate. It's kind of hard. It's hard to look at frame rate like this when there's all of these other racing games out in this day and age that have obviously way better frame rate, but also they don't have this strange, like, this game always felt, and I guess, again, probably because of the frame rate, it always felt a little bit slow, even though it wasn't. And I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it always had this strange feeling of slowness to it, which kind of was a big letdown, at least in my opinion, because the game world, I loved. The game world in this game was absolutely beautiful, and I know that there were a lot of people in the Need for Speed community that did not like this game for various reasons. Maybe it was because of the story. Maybe it was because of the lack of certain types of cars. Maybe it was because of the lack of customization. Whatever the case may have been, I definitely think that there were reasons to dislike this game, and there were also reasons, though, to like it.
The harder the cops will try and chase you down.
Oh, hello.
The cops have found you. Time to get
The
out.
cops have found you.
Cops will chase you
Well, that
down
didn't
and
take long
bust
at all,
you
did
any
it?
way they can. If you get busted, you will lose your speed
Yes,
points
yes.
and your multiplier.
Mm-hmm.
Outrun the cops, drive fast. And
I'm
use
aware of
menus at
this.
The bottom left of your screen to avoid them and escape.
This tutorial drags. It really does. Are you there? Yep, there you are. God, they must have been really upset with me to send a freaking Viper after a, what, base Cayman? Or is this a Cayman S? I'm not sure. Oh, never mind. I expected you to be faster. Why are you not? The heck is wrong with your Viper? Did someone unplug like a couple of the coils from your, like 2 or 3 cylinders? Is that V10 now a V8? Jeez.
The escape bar at the bottom of the screen shows your progress. If the cop catches up to you during this time, the pursuit will resume.
Here, I think we can hide out in here. Just got to make sure they don't come back. I think I remember this house actually.
When you're free
There's
driving,
another- oh, no,
you
we're
can race
good.
Anyone in Redview County. Pull up behind them or wait for them to challenge you. Then press the button to start the race.
Oh, yay. We have to do our roaming racer tutorial. This will be fun. Oh, hello. Well, you're kind of a ways off, but I'm not going to worry about it. God, that definitely didn't take us very long to get to heat level 3. Jeez. Heat level 1. Oop. Hello. Oh my God. The immediate handbrake pull. The immediate handbrake pull is what gets me. Hello. See ya. It's so strange with these, like with this frame rate. It feels slow because of the frame rate. And I know I keep going on and on and on about the frame rate, and someone's probably going to be in the comments like, shut up about the frame rate. You've talked enough about the frame rate. And I'm like, have I though? Because I feel like the frame rate was this game's biggest issue. Handbrake pull. Oh, that was too aggressive. No! That was way too aggressive. We literally only have one more, this one last challenge to complete. Although, oh, no, we got a whole nother mile we can do. Excuse me. Send. Oh my God! I forgot. Oh. Yay, crash cams. I love crash cams. They're great, aren't they? I legitimately forgot, though, how incredibly massive some of the jumps in this game were. Are we gonna get... Oh!
Congratulations. You completed your speed list. Time to
They
head back to the
absolutely
hideout.
let me have that. There was no way they didn't
Map
just let me
easy
have
guide
that.
at the top left of the screen to set a route directly to the nearest hideout, repair shop, any event, or other players.
Well, we're good to go. So we just got to find our way to a hideout. And actually, let me go ahead and pull up the... If I can... Oh! Oh, that's... Wow. It's like a half mile away. We literally just did... All we did was do like a little loop. And it brought us right back around. So we're chill. We're good. The drifting in this game is strange. It's like it wants to be fast feeling, but again, I think because of the frame rate, it doesn't feel fast. And I think that was where this game struggled more than anything else, was it was trying so hard to feel fast, but like, God, it was held back so bad by that frame rate.
Rivals are thinking. Play the cop training now.
Oh. Forgot we had to do the cop intro if we were doing the racer career. I forgot that we also had to do the cop intro too.
Police Department. This is one of many RCPD mobile command posts spread throughout the county. It's also where you'll start your training.
Although I'm not gonna lie, having these battling careers, like these varied careers back and forth, was pretty dang cool for its time especially.
Set of assignments that add different pursuit vehicles to your command post.
Not too bad.
Inside your command post, you can choose your car, pursuit tech, and personalize your license plate. Choose
These
your
are all
unit,
the same
and
things
let's
we
go
did
out on
last
patrol.
time. So
This
let's,
is your RC
come on,
map of red
come
controls.
on.
Here you'll be able to see other cops, track racers, and see the events that are open. It is also where you choose the start location for your patrol.
Y'all,
Once
I'm
you
gonna
complete
get
your
fed up
training,
with
you'll be
this.
able to
I'm
deploy
gonna
to
get
any
so
command
fed up with
post.
this if they don't let me do like any driving. I'm gonna get so fed up with this so fast. It's like they will nag you over and over and over, and I'm like, I know how the game works. I know.
You're
I
ready for your
know.
first patrol. Displayed on the right is your assignment for today. Complete the objectives in the assignment to complete your training. You can set a route to any destination by pulling up the map or using Easy Drive in the top left of your screen.
I also love how it's the same voice. Like the same voice that was used for the racers.
To start any event, pull up to the start location and press the button. Your goal in a rapid response is to drive the RCPD route as quickly and cleanly as possible.
Come on.
They're in need of immediate assistance on Grapevine Drive. All available units respond
Let's
to
go.
call.
Rolling to support.
I will say they definitely, while obviously the game's physics are very arcadey, they do a good job of making the cars feel different from each other. That was meh. Forgot that they give you penalties for hitting walls. Oh, come on. Oh, we should have taken that inside. God, the nitrous lasts a while in this game. I guess I'm just not used to it lasting that long. Really? Easy. I know it says just complete any rapid response, but I want to actually do well. I wonder if we can get gold on the first run.
Racers can
What
cross
was
the
it?
path at any time
I
in
didn't
Oakland
see.
County.
I didn't see if we had like a timer or anything that we could
Press the button
use.
to turn on your lights, and the pursuit begins. If you hit a racer or they hit you, the chase will also start.
Going through the woods reminds me of the woodland levels in Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. Hello.
To bring them down once it becomes available.
This is not gonna take long. Well,
You will take their speed points. The higher the heat level of the racer.
oh, do we just literally need to go back to a command post now? Is that it?
Speed points to acquire and upgrade new pursuits.
Is that literally it?
Congratulations.
Well, that
You
didn't take
completed your
long.
assignment. Time to
You've
head back to the
completed your
command post.
assignment.
You can use
Okay.
the Map or Easy Drive in the top left of the screen to set a route directly to the nearest command post, repair shop, any event, or other player.
Moving to intercept 1041. Showing
Wait.
he's still going.
Oh, come on.
3 authorization, over.
Copy that.
GPS and then nearest command post. Let's go. I'm not going to worry about that racer right now unless I see another one on the way back. So it's not really going to be a big concern of mine. I just want to start actually progressing the career and get done with the tutorials as quickly as I possibly can be. Oh, doop. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's absolutely a-okay.
Terminating pursuit.
Hello.
Copy that. All units, pursuit unsuccessful. Be on the lookout for
See, for whatever reason, this car feels a whole heck of a lot better to drive than the Cayman did. This thing feels a lot smoother. The Cayman felt like it just didn't want to slide at all, whereas this feels a lot more like that kind of Need for Speed Hot Pursuit era of physics. Oh, it's so much easier to drive. You know, I should probably get a lot better at those hairpins. It does not like the handbrake entries, does it? It's very snappy when you use the handbrake. Ironically, if you use like the normal brakes, it's a lot less snappy. See, that was so much better. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. Hold. And hop on in. Ooh, new car available. Oh, that's right. It said it was going to give us the Charger. God, it's wild that, like, the Charger has changed body styles again, like, ever since this came out. Although, the funny thing is, this body style of Charger doesn't feel all that old. And yet this game is from 10 years ago.
Now you can jump into Redview County.
Sounds good.
Completed your training. Now pick a side and take the fight to your rivals.
I will say, we're definitely going to jump into the racer career first, but that doesn't mean that we can't jump into the cop career as well. Let me know in the comments down below, because this was more of a just kind of looking back in time rather than a full-on, like, let's play or something like that. But with all of that being said and done, y'all, I would love to hear from y'all in the comments down below, because this video was actually really fun to make. I got to go back and reinstall a game that meant a lot to me from, honestly, a very different feeling time period. Well, it was a very different time period in a lot of ways. But once again, hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if you did, let me know any thoughts and opinions you may have in the comments down below. And I will see y'all next time. Talk to y'all later.